We are good to go. What is going on, my friend? Welcome to the video. It's Brando Linick here. And over the next 2, maybe 3.5 minutes, what I want to do is actually talk about how to build an income and a business on the internet. Specifically, we're going to talk about in this example, to kind of illustrate my personal experience with it, how to actually build or make money off of art on Tumblr. Now, when it comes down to this, there's a lot of things that are so critical you need to know and understand that can save you a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, the late nights, frustration, learning curves. And you can take this, you can apply it, you can leave it, you can do what you wish. The whole idea of this video is really to help you have a clear understanding of how to build a sustainable long-term business and income online in different modalities in a way that can help you get the results that you want by the end. So that said, when it comes to selling art on Tumblr, you got to keep in mind building your own brand, unless it's other people's art, alright? That's a whole nother story. If it's other people's art that you're trying to sell, that's a little bit different. The fundamentals are going to remain the same. If you're creating your own art though, the only thing I want to touch base on is nobody knows who you are. And it's not anything against you. It's just you got to keep in mind, most art that's selling out there, most pop art and culture, is art that's been around for a while. I'm not talking about Mozart or Vincent van Gogh. I'm not talking about those arts, alright? I'm talking about people who sometimes do street art, people who have done it, they've been doing it free for a very long time, and they've finally been able to establish up a brand and a name for themselves. And they've done it mostly through social media, others have just done it through, sheer passion, alright? So when it comes down to this, you got to keep in mind, it takes a while. You can't just put art out there on Tumblr and hope to make sales if you're creating your own art, alright? Because you got to build up your own brand through time. So that takes time. So that's what happens when it comes to creating your own art. When you're selling other people's art, if you want to do this on Tumblr, you got to keep in mind what's going to drive your sales is eyeballs to your site, traffic, and this is something I've ventured down into. So I want to be broad from a business standpoint. If you're looking at building a business and an income selling art on Tumblr, not art that you created but other people's art, when it comes to getting traffic to a site, it can take you a long time. This is, again, a long-term process. You got to post a lot of content out there. You got to do a lot of different types of things unless you've created your own product, your own art, which with art in that niche, like I told you, you got to build up your own brand, and that can take a while, okay? So that's something you got to be keeping in mind. But with traffic, alright, it can take a while to build up a lot of traffic to your site to actually make an income, which is why I would suggest, and I would throw your way, if you hear me out here, if you want to build an income and a business on the internet, alright, you want to do this in a way that's long-term, consistent, and reliable, connect with someone who's already doing it, regardless of if they're selling art or a digital product or service or a physical product and service. The best thing you could do, because there's so many different opportunities, products and services and businesses out there, is connect with someone who's building a business in a way where you don't have to have hundreds of thousands of visitors to your site to make a sale, where you don't have to have an ad budget to drive traffic to your product and service, where you don't have to have a huge budget of much, alright, but you have to be able to do it and start with what you have to scale up. You have to learn to be able to build a scalable business model online if you want to create a long-term, consistent business, alright? And I would suggest connecting with someone, because it was not until 15 months ago I came across a person who wasn't selling art on Tumblr, but they were building a 6-figure income business, and they're doing this on the internet, working very strategically without doing anything technical. They didn't have to set up their own blog, and their blog was amazing. It looked fantastic. They didn't have to outsource it either, and they didn't have to deal with server fees or any of that stuff. And because they weren't dealing with creating their own products or any of that, okay, I started to model and copy what they're doing, because they're traveling around the world, building an income and business at the same time. And in less than 3 months after modeling them, I was able to, not average, not typical results, pardon me, create a full-time income business. As you can tell, not professional by any stretch of the imagination, but I was able to create a full-time income business working part-time. And I was able to walk away from my job, and I haven't looked back since. I'm sharing that with you because if you're serious about wanting to create a long-term, consistent business, and you want to do so on the internet, to walk away from your job, to be able to have more time freedom, flexibility, learn to build a business on the internet in a scalable fashion, in a leveraged fashion, and connect with someone who's already doing it. I mean, it's the most overlooked thing, and it's so simple and stupid simple that most people overlook it, including myself. I did it at first as well, but that's the best tip I could give you, because it wasn't until I found someone who's willing to help me that I had a breakthrough. If it worked for me, it can definitely work for you. I mean, there's no excuses when it comes to that. But that said, I hope you enjoyed this video review. This is my little review on building a business and income online and using art as an example and Tumblr as an example. I really hope you liked it. If you did have any questions, you can comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you like this kind of stuff and would like to learn more information about building a business and income online, if you're coachable, trainable, you're willing to learn some things, check out my site down below. It's 123marketingtips.com. The link will be in the description, and I will see you on the beach of the world. Take care.